All right, we are starting to see a little bit of red in the markets. We are starting to see a little bit of red for Shiba Inu. We're starting to see a little bit of red for nearly everything, including Bitcoin. In this video, we're going to be talking about, should you be taking profits right now? Is there going to be a dip? Is there going to be a correction before we take off even further? So make sure you watch this video until the very end. I have a lot of very important and accurate information that you cannot miss out on. What's up, Miles? It is ladies and gentlemen here. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss these time-sensitive videos that can help you to make a lot of money in cryptocurrency. If you want to get access to my profitable trade alerts when to buy and sell cryptos, join my Patreon for only $10 a month. I have a whole bunch of services to help you make money in cryptocurrency. One of them being that we can do consultations, we can talk on the phone, we can go over your current portfolio and see if there's anything that we need to change in your portfolio to set you up for the most profitable situation this bull run. I also have a 5,000 member Discord and a bunch of other stuff. Go ahead and join the Patreon now in the link in my video description. And make sure you follow all of my social media platforms. I do put very important information, especially on my Twitter and Instagram. And if you love cryptocurrencies, go ahead and smash up the like button, show your support for the crypto community, and let me know in the comments, are you taking profits here? Are you gonna buy this dip? What are you thinking about right now? So overall, the whole crypto market is very bullish. It is the 7th of October. We've had 7 green days in a row for cryptocurrencies. If we take a look at Bitcoin and we take a look at the daily time frame, which means that every single one of these candlesticks represents a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually 8 days, 8 green days in a row for the whole crypto market. For Shiba Inu, we have seen just about the same. For Dogecoin, just about the same. Pretty much all the cryptocurrencies that you will look at on your portfolio will be up about 8 days in a row. Now, after going up so many days green in a row, it is very likely for there to be a small correction, a little bit of a pullback, which we could experience today, which would be very, very healthy. Nothing can go straight up. Not Shiba Inu, not Dogecoin. No cryptocurrency can go straight up forever. And it might go up for a couple of months straight every single day green. That's possible, but it is very likely for cryptos after pumping up so much and so fast to take a breather. A breather and momentum comes based on the periods and days of the weeks. Like Fridays are generally pretty volatile. Saturdays and Sundays, those can be some pretty volatile days in cryptocurrencies. There's a really big event that is happening for cryptocurrencies tomorrow, Friday, and I will be getting to that in just a second. But let me show you this Bitcoin chart. This is the daily time frame. I can even zoom out and go to the 4-hour time frame. What we notice is that when there is a lot of green, look at this. There's a lot of green here and there's a little bit of a pullback. That pullback was potentially about 14%. And look at the next pullback. We went all the way up again, had another pullback. That pullback, 10% or so. This pullback here ended up being a bit more, approximately 18%. Then we saw another pullback from that after that green, another 16%. So every single time, you can look at every single chart, especially look at Bitcoin when it hit 64,000 and it was riding all the way up to 64,000 and go up, have a correction, up, correction, up, correction, up, correction. And what is this correction? Why does this happen? What happens is there's, FUD and things on the news that can bring down the prices of cryptocurrencies. But mostly what's actually happening is that the bears end up gaining strength and control because a lot of the bulls, they've made so much money here. And so they have to take profits. And so people are taking profits down the way. There's a little bit of panic selling. There's a little bit of fear. And then eventually prices get to a particular degree where they're just so cheap compared to the momentum of the cryptocurrencies. So they begin to get bought up back again. Coupled with bullish news and a lot of great things happening, that can continue to bring up the sentiment, the FOMO, and greed, and that pushes up the prices of cryptocurrencies. So right this very moment, we have not really seen much red at all, especially for Bitcoin, which moves the whole crypto market. So we just want to take a look at Bitcoin to see what's actually moving the whole crypto market. And we are seeing a little bit of a pullback. But look at this. Look at the last run up for Bitcoin. There's trading sideways for a couple of days and then boom, a huge move up. So we might just get that, and that might actually happen tomorrow. We could have a little bit of red today, which is going to provide us buying opportunities for these cryptos at these very cheap prices. So right now, just in the immediate short term on a small time frame, we are getting a little bit of a pullback. That is profit taking. Maybe that's a little bit of fear in the crypto market, and that's pushing the whole crypto market down to just a degree. Ethereum is barely going down. We're seeing Dogecoin go down just a little bit. Solana, every cryptocurrency for the most part is going down. Shiba Inu corrected just a little bit this morning, actually gone down 30% this morning. There is a pretty significant drop. Is this a good time to buy? We're going to be talking about that in just a minute. But here's this very important information that I want to share with you, which is really going to help us to understand what's going to be happening at least in the next couple of days. Because we know overall in the next couple of months, we'll probably 2 or 3x our positions, these very positions that we hold now, by the end of the year or maybe the first of the year. And let me know in the comments below if you agree with that. And if you want a great platform to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, use my WEBULL link in my video description below, where you can buy Shiba Inu, you can buy Dogecoin, and a bunch of other cryptocurrencies. If you deposit $100 using my link, they'll send you 2 free stocks worth up to $4,000. So here is the news. Bitcoin bears risk getting trapped if Bitcoin price remains above $50,000. So the bears, they're going to do all in their power, because tomorrow is a huge futures and options expiration for Bitcoin, which basically means people, weeks ago or however long ago, were betting that Bitcoin is going to be at a particular price on tomorrow. Based on where the price ends up, people can lose a lot of money and people can make a lot of money. So if Bitcoin holds above $50,000, that means the bears will lose a lot of money. And when the bears lose a lot of money, what they actually have to do is they have to go long, they have to buy back their positions. They basically have to put money into Bitcoin. That's basically what it's going to equate to, because that will prevent them from losing any further money, and it will allow them to actually start to profit to a degree. So when the bears start losing money, when they start getting wrecked to a big degree, which could potentially happen tomorrow, and that is definitely what is looking like. Bitcoin's at $55,000, and if it remains above $50,000 by tomorrow, we could see some crazy things. So generally up to Fridays, even the Friday night, even though things can be very bullish, there can be a lot of volatility. There can be a significant correction and then a huge move up to the upside. So what this article is saying is that no matter what happens tomorrow, the bears are going to get wrecked, because Bitcoin is so far above what people were expecting Bitcoin to be at this point of the month. So this is very, very good news. And if the bulls continue to gain control of Bitcoin and push it up even further than $50,000, even $55,000, we could see a huge long squeeze, which would literally send Bitcoin potentially above $60,000, potentially even above all-time highs, and just by tomorrow. That certainly can happen, and we could probably see $63,000 to $64,000 for Bitcoin by next week, which means that would be at Bitcoin's all-time high. If Bitcoin were to be at its all-time highs, then the FOMO would settle in from everywhere, and that would push up cryptocurrencies, including the altcoins, much greater. But one thing about it is some people are looking that Bitcoin is potentially overextended, meaning that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are overbought to a particular degree, and we're only speaking in the relative short term, the next couple of days, maybe a week or so. So if Bitcoin is overextended, that means we could see a bit of a correction, potentially pulling Bitcoin to $50,000. If Bitcoin were to retrace to $50,000, that could actually send the altcoins up even further, because people would be retreating into Bitcoin and going into altcoins, as we are seeing right now. But most likely, the very likely scenario, if Bitcoin were to be overextended and if Bitcoin were to go down to $50,000, we could see a couple red days in the crypto market, including altcoins. So there's a very real possibility, after cryptocurrencies have moved up a lot and have done so very fast, that we could, yes, see a correction, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Cardano, in the next several days. A correction potentially about 10% or 15%. This could definitely be in the cards, so you must be prepared. So if you are worried and want to take profits, this may be a good time. But remember, none of this is financial advice. This is just my own opinion. But here is the problem with taking profits in the midst of the greatest bull run in history. Sometimes you can take profits and you make good profits, but you go to sleep and you wake up and that cryptocurrency pumps 30% out of nowhere, 40%. Then you end up losing thousands or millions of dollars, or how much money you've invested. So the best thing to do in this type of scenario, especially in a bull run, when it comes to most cryptocurrencies, is to dollar cost average while you're in a bull run. While things get cheap, when there's corrections, you buy, you just continue to buy at these discounts. And eventually by the end of the year, the end of the cycle top for cryptocurrencies, you'll be 2 or 3x your portfolio or even much greater. But let's go ahead and take a look at technical analysis. And let me tell you a little bit more about Shiba Inu specifically right now. And we're going to get to some other cryptos as well. So Shiba Inu has gone up really high and really fast. And if we actually zoom out, we don't see any red on this chart. This is a 4-hour time frame. There's got to be a pullback. So there's really no levels of support at all. If we want to find levels of support, we really have to dive into this chart and see what's really next. But our next level of support for Shiba Inu from our current position would mean a correction of another 20%. If Shiba Inu, which the level would be 0.00002132, if you can see it on the right side of my screen here, that would be the next level of support, which means that there's a high probability if Shiba Inu were to come down, doesn't mean it's going to come down to this level, were it to come down to this level, it would most likely have a strong bounce here, potentially pushing past this high right here. But if that level of support fails to hold, then we have another level of support, which would be 0.00001567, and then further levels of support. And if it doesn't bounce off here, go down here and so forth. Eventually potentially catching a bottom and bouncing back up and continuing its uptrend. But right now, technically, Shiba Inu on a technical level is very, very bullish. But one thing to notice, especially on the 30-minute time frame, is that there was a previous level of support which it did break and it did come down below, which means that there's a next level of support, which was the first one that I called out, the 0.000218. This level would be potentially a very likely scenario to get a bullish bounce, and we would still be in a bullish uptrend. But after pumping up 300% very fast and very quickly, we could definitely see people starting to take profits, people starting to panic, and potentially having a large correction for Shiba Inu. But because Shiba Inu is one of the most popular words across the internet right now, the most popular trending thing, this thing can continue to pump for days. It can continue to pump for weeks. We do not know. Nobody knows how long it will go. Whether this is the top, that Shiba Inu will never surpass this top, that is very unlikely. And if you were to buy here and it were to crash and so forth, in the midst of this bull run, I am still very positive that Shiba Inu will still approach the all-time high. And as you see, Shiba Inu is actually forming this crazy cup and handle, but based on hype, technical analysis to a degree is kind of thrown out the window. So if you're looking to get in, you must be prepared to take a huge loss very quickly, at least in the immediate short term. But in time, you could probably, even buying at this very level, make out in some pretty extreme profits. Ethereum is actually holding up really well, especially if we zoom out and we do this daily time frame. Ethereum is not very far from the all-time highs. And if we zoom out, what we are actually seeing is a very clear uptrend. Here's the low, here's the high, here's the second low. We have A, B, and C. So the likely scenario is that Ethereum is going to continue potentially pushing past the all-time highs, creating a new high, and then creating a new bottom or a new floor. So this is Ethereum, and this is the strength of the altcoins. This is, if you want to see the whole momentum of the altcoins, Ethereum is definitely one to take a look at. Dogecoin is looking very bullish. If we zoom out, HBAR, Solana, a lot of these cryptos are looking very, very good. And looking Bitcoin, look at, if we zoom out with Bitcoin, we are just seeing some very beautiful stuff. But if you start zooming in, you can see that there's a little bit of a pullback, and a little bit of a pullback is what is happening in the crypto market right now. With a little bit of pullbacks, with small pullbacks in a bull run, there generally comes from these small little pullbacks and trading sideways and going down a little bit, massive moves to the upsides and massive pumps. So the likeliness of us continuing to pump throughout this week and for us being green throughout the rest of the month is extremely high. And we will probably be 20 or 30% higher, at least for Ethereum and Bitcoin, from now to the end of the month, potentially higher, could be more or less. So overall, I'm still very bullish, but I just want to warn you all that we could potentially see a correction to 10%, 15%, 20% corrections, or a crash. All of these things are very possible, so just keep them in your mind and be aware of them. If you got something out of this video, make sure you smash up the like button, blow up the comment section, and I will see you all later.